My name is Sean Kavanaugh. I'm a senior consulting engineer here at Cumulus Networks. For this video, we're going to talk about trunk ports. Trunk port is a port that carries multiple VLANs. It is a IEEE standard 802.1q. There's always going to be tagged VLANs, and there's going to be one native VLAN that is the untagged VLAN on that port. First, we're going to show the command line interface for a Juniper device and a Cumulus device, and then we're going to show the rendered config for each of the platforms. Here I am on a Juniper QFX device. I'm going to go ahead and create a VLAN group. So I'm going to do set VLANs group, and this is a user-defined variable again. I'm just using the uppercase word group so I know it's user-defined. And this time we're going to do a VLAN ID list, and then we can put in a range. So you can do 1 through 2000. I'm just going to turn on 2000 VLANs. I'm now going to go under edit mode for interfaces 003. Unit 0, and then I'm actually going to go under the family Ethernet switching for the L2 config, and then I'm going to set two things here. The first is I'm going to do set interface mode trunk to turn this into an 802.1q trunk, and then I'm going to tie that VLAN group called group with all 2000 VLANs to this interface, and I do that with a set VLAN members and then group. I can now do a show compare to see what stage to my config. So we can see I'm under XE003 and under the family Ethernet switching. And then I have two commands, interface mode trunk and then VLAN members group. And then I can go ahead and do a commit to take the stage config and push it live. And we can see that a configuration check succeeds. We can also exit back out here. We can do a show configuration XE003. Interface XE003, and we can actually go down here like this, and we can see the config in its persistent state now. Here I am on a Cumulus Linux device. I'm going to make switch port 3 a trunk port carrying 2000 VLAN, so I'll do a net add interface switch port 3, and then I can tab, and we're going to go into the bridge layer 2 config mode, and then we're going to do trunk, and then this is where we can put VLANs, and then we put the range. So we can literally just do 1 through 2000. I can do a net pending since the config is now staged. And we can see that not only did it turn switch port 3 into a trunk port for those 2000 VLANs, but it actually created those VLANs for us as well. And then I can do a net commit to push the config live. And then we can do a net show interface switch port 3. And we can see that this is a 10 gig port. It is all VLAN port, it says trunk L2, but it's 2 through 2000 VLANs with the native VLAN being 1. Right now the actual port's physically down, so nothing's actually forwarding, but we've configured the port correctly. We can also do a net show configuration interface switch port 3, and we can go look at the configuration that it actually rendered. So let's do a high level where we compare them side by side. So first I'm going to kind of go in reverse order. Here's Cumulus Linux, where I just do the net add interface switch port 3, and then I go into the layer 2 config with the bridge command and then do a trunk. And the rendered config looks like this. On Juniper, we create a user-defined group. You can name it whatever you want. I just named mine group, and then we can put the VLANs under there. Then we choose an interface, and then we go into the Ethernet switching family, and we have two commands, interface mode trunk and VLAN members group, and the rendered config looks like this. Thank you for listening.